Egy ideje nekem eléggé úgymond besokaltam ettől a technikai tökéletességektől, amit a mai gép.
For a while now, I've been fed up with the technical perfection of today's cameras. It's even hard to make mistakes with them. And I'm not just talking about the digital machines, which I don't like too much. I feel the digital image is material-less. They lack that little touch of silver.
Elég sok dolgot csináltam kamera obszkúrával. Ugyan ilyen keresgélés volt a Kente Múzió.
I've done a lot of things using pinhole cameras, been experimenting with liquid emulsion, and a few years ago I came upon a camera that I fell in love with and have been using ever since. It's a Chinese camera that costs $20. It's basically a toy camera that still has good quality, but I think it adds its own soul to the image as well.
Legszívesebben most már ezt használom.
The next step in my work is the computer, so there is a sort of disharmony in it. I have to add that I was really hostile to computers for a long time, and I still think that the usage of the computers is, to say the least, problematic. And the reason for that is because it's very easy to quickly create sort of attractive pictures with them. Just look around and you see the enormous amount of images streaming out of the computers. But I realized at some point that the computer is only a tool. I have pictures that took months to finish using the computer, pictures that might have taken years to create them in the dark. I do not think the technical part is what's important in pictures. The important things are hidden in, behind, or above, and not visible at the first short glance. The interesting question is how these things got there. For a lot of people, looking at pictures is quite superficial. They look at how nicely it's painted, how well done in terms of the technique, but they're usually not ready to find those secrets. The reason for not hanging everything on the walls or in frames as with most photo exhibitions is that I've lost interest in conventional photography or traditions based upon the works of artists like Kertész or Bresson. Not that there is anything wrong with them, but I have found that the fine art aspect is more important for me. Putting the images of Auschwitz in glass bricks is a good example of that. The Buddha is another example. I felt that putting it on paper was just not the right thing to do. Although the picture shows a 40-meter high Buddha carved out of a stone, or rather out of a mountain, I felt that it needed a kind of lightness and airiness, so that's how it ended up on silk. Originally, I'm a cinematographer, and there is a video installation in the exhibition, but it's the only moving image on display. Making photographs, or as I prefer to call them, still images, is simpler for several reasons. One reason is that creating stills is a lot cheaper, which has an ethical side of it, with one can do it with his or her own money, which is definitely not the case with filmmaking. Another important reason is that it's possible to work alone, meaning less compromise is needed. Unfortunately, filmmaking is kind of overemphasized. People, especially filmmakers, tend to think that films are very important, but sometimes one can find a painting, a graphic, or a piece of artwork at an art exhibit that it's worth more than half a year of film production.
Valószínűleg többet ér, mint fél évnek a filmtermése. Itt a kötéltánc zárja be ezt a...
The rope dance closes the exhibition, and I hope that someone walking through will see clearly why this whole thing is a rope dance.